Witnessing. How do you go about witnessing to people who don't know you? People who are unaware of you? It's hard enough witnessing to family, isn't it? And it's hard enough witnessing to colleagues at work, next door neighbour. The funny thing is we are called to do it. We are called to share our faith as born again Christians, not keep it all to ourselves. It's a treasure that has to be given out and evenly distributed if possible. I just want to tell you a little quick story which got me involved in witnessing and something I've never done before. I suppose about 6 or 7 weeks ago, going through the channels at home, I came across a very distinguished musician. I'm not going to say who he is, because I don't think it's very fair to say who he is, but needless to say this musician is very, very popular. And I mean popular, he fills stadiums even. Up to 6 or 7 weeks ago, I'd never heard of the gentleman. I knew nothing of his musical skills, and I knew nothing of the sort of package that he put forward for his audiences, and he's certainly got a following worldwide. He's played just about every continent. And I watched one of them and I was very, very impressed by it. I was very impressed by the orchestral arrangements that he writes for the orchestra, the presentation and the great showmanship. I'm very impressed by him as well. And I wanted to find out a bit more about him, so I went into Google, looked him up, found that he was born in a Christian home. So I'm told, so I thought very, very interesting. And I watched some more of his concerts and I told James about it, and a couple of weeks after that he was struck down with a mysterious illness, a virus. And in fact, he's going to have this for about the next 5 or 6 months. So he's had to cancel concerts in England, in Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and I believe something was scheduled in Singapore, so you can see how widely travelled this man is. Altogether, probably 6 months to be told to rest at home. And I went into his official website, and there's a picture of the man there, and there's a sort of smiling face, you know, the smiling face, and there's a long face like that, and it said, if you want to send an email to da-da-da-da-da, please do so. So I thought, well, maybe I'll do something. Never done anything like this before. And I looked at some of the other emails that had been sent. It was, dear such and such, we hope you get better soon. We're looking forward to your concert. We're so upset. We think you're wonderful, blah, 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 blah. And I thought, I'm going to talk to my son James about it, I think I'm going to send him an email saying, dear such and such, sorry you've been laid low with this mysterious illness. But you know, maybe God's trying to tell you something. Because wherever you go, you have great crowds following you. And people love coming to your concerts. You can even bring tears to the eyes of the people who watch you. I've never seen that happen before, and I've watched many concerts, but people actually cry when they hear your interpretation of a well-known piece of music. And I said, maybe God's telling you something. Maybe he's saying you have all this world, everything is all yours, everything is at your feet. Maybe you ought to pause and think where you're going to go, and perhaps the last quartet or generation of your life, where you want to go, what you want to do. And I said to him, I suggest, because I read that you were from a Christian family, that you reach up and bring the Bible down and read John's wonderful Gospel. The Gospel that I read somewhere years ago, chapter 14 especially, is one of the most favourite chapters of John's Gospel. And maybe you'll be told by God what he wants you to do. Now this might mean you've got to give up this wonderful jet set, private aircraft lifestyle that you have. You certainly pull the crowds in, and rightly so. You probably work very, very hard at it. You're on the road 8 months a year. But where does God fit into your life? And he's knocked you down for a purpose. He slowed you down. But more important, he led me to watch you 6 or 7 weeks ago. Well, I'd never heard of you, and you've never heard of me either. It encouraged me to send you this email, and I put at the bottom, I hope you think about what I've written. And as we always say to everybody, 7,000 people die every hour, 15,000 people die every day. All those people who die probably die very unexpectedly. Never think this is going to happen. So I sent it off, and to my surprise, a little thing bounced back. Thank you for your message to da-da-da-da-da. We look forward to getting back to you. So I know he's got it. I've never done this before. He's heard of me now. I've told him that in a roundabout way of witnessing, that he needs to reevaluate his life, that he perhaps needs to become born again, and that he needs to prepare himself, as everyone needs to. One day you'll stand before God and give an account of your life. Now he's had a great lifestyle for about the last 35 years, probably a multi-millionaire, everything else going for him. But even he will be called one day the great white throne, or if he becomes born again, to the judgment seat. But it's one form of witnessing you may think about, perhaps to some author that you like, some television celebrity, some musician, and you think, I like what this man does, I like the gift that God's given him, and then something happens and you want to send them a message. Don't send them something like, I think you're wonderful, I hope you're back on the road, blah blah, I look forward to a new book. Tell them the good news that you have, that you were saved, perhaps from a life of debauchery or whatever, and that you became born again. That's all, just wanted to share this with you. I'm not going to name him, but I think it's important that we witness where and when we can. And as I say, it's always difficult with family, and I'll let you know if there's anything comes back from this at all. So from this ministry, from myself, thank you, and as always, Maranatha.